Alright guys, welcome back for part 2 of the Stroke Beard Co. review. Now, in the first part, we covered everything except for the scents. And guys, the reason I split this into 2 parts is in case you need to watch this in shifts, right? If I didn't do that, this video was probably going to be somewhere pretty close to 30 minutes long, maybe even longer, really. I'm not really sure, but we will jump right into the scents. Now, before we do that though, let's talk about the theme. So right now, their theme is Oklahoma only. You got War Eagle, which is like a really nice campground on the Illinois River. You've got Tallgrass, which, you know, that kind of goes right in with Oklahoma. There's a lot of tallgrass prairies, you know, in Oklahoma, and so on and so forth. Maybe we'll talk about them as we kind of go through them. Let's jump right in, guys. Number 1 is going to be green country. Now, up around Tulsa and kind of northeastern Oklahoma, they call all of that green country up there. Now, the scent on this is a 100% Dan C scent. Apologize for using your name if that's not something you wanted me to do, but this is a invigorating, refreshing, just kind of a nice, sweet, really, it's a really nice scent. I don't always go for the invigoration, for the, for the sweet stuff. I'll hold that up there, maybe you can see that. But I really like this one, and it's going to be bergamot, tea tree, mint, and hoe wood. Now, I don't know if this has some lemongrass in it or not. I didn't want to get too personal with them and ask them, but I swear I smell a little bit of lemongrass in there. Now, I might not, you know, it might just be the mint and the tea tree kind of mixing, but I swear I get just a tiny little bit of lemongrass out of it. But as far as that, the hoe wood. Now, the hoe wood kind of can put off like a vanilla type of a creamy type scent. You know how sometimes sandalwood can kind of put off a powdery smell? Well, hoe wood can put off a vanilla-ish type smell or a tonka type smell. It's got a little bit of earth to it, but then it's got some like vanilla undertones and stuff like that. The bergamot, I love bergamot in anything. Really, I wasn't always the biggest citrus fan, but the more people started using bergamot, I really started enjoying it. So you got bergamot, tea tree, hoe wood, and mint. So, and the mint, for a lot of you out there that's not super into peppermint, the mint is very minimal in this. I would say the bergamot and the tea, not really even the tea tree, really the bergamot is kind of up front, and then the mint and tea tree kind of mix together to bring you like just kind of like a refreshing, you know, like a refreshing type note. Like I said, it's not too heavy on the mint, and it's also not too heavy on the tea tree. So if you're somebody that doesn't like either one of them, you might even still like this one. I really do, and I'm not always somebody that, you know, likes scents like this. Alright, so number 2 is going to be Cedar Lake. Now, Cedar Lake is going to be, well, you know what, I'll just turn it and maybe you can take a freeze frame if that's, you know, if that's something you might want to do. But it's going to be apple, lime, cedar pine, and patchouli. Now, the first thing many of you are wondering, how strong is the patchouli? It is very minimal. Al actually told me that he put that in there as kind of a binder. It kind of helped tie everything in. You don't always see apple and lime, you know, mixed together, or at least I don't, you know. You get a little bit of the pine. The cedar is minimal, but it's there. You get the apple, you get the lime, just a tiny bit of patchouli. It's nice, it's sweet, but it's tart at the same time. It's kind of outdoorsy, but at the same time, it's also kind of fresh. So if you're somebody that, you know, that despises fresh scents or outdoorsy scents, you might stay away from this one, but it's still, it's for me, you know, having that lime in there was an absolute game changer, even though it's not the forward note. You know, it is an absolute game changer. Very nice scent. They did an excellent job on that one. Alright, so number 3 is going to be Tallgrass. Now, Tallgrass is going to be triple tobacco, spiced pear, and apple. So, this one right here, I'll just go ahead and say it. This one is, this particular bottle is my least favorite of the 7 that I have. And the reason for that is the spiced pear was really, really up front, especially in bottle. Now, when you get it in beard, I will admit that triple tobacco comes out and it smells like a nice, like tobacco leaf is what it really reminds me of. I gave them a little bit of feedback on that as well, and they were going to take the spiced pear part and they were going to cut that amount in half. And then, you know, they would make up for it with more tobacco, and maybe that way out of the bottle, you know, you got that really nice, well-blended scent. But right out of the bottle right now, you get that spiced pear. The apple is very light. In bottle, the tobacco is even light. Now, once you put it on, you get the spiced pear and tobacco. That's really up front. This scent is a very pungent scent. Now, it's not overly pungent to where it gave me a headache or anything, but it is a really strong scent. That's going to be due to the spice. You know, I'm pretty sensitive to spice of any kind, really, in my beard oil. So I usually gravitate towards stuff that doesn't say spice on it. But as far as this one being a good tobacco scent, it definitely is that. It's definitely a good tobacco scent. It just happens to be my least favorite. So if spiced pear is something that you like, definitely pick this up. And again, like I said, they were going to cut that down a little bit more to kind of balance out the tobacco a little bit. So, you know, I'm definitely going to recommend it as well. Now, number 4 is going to be salt flat. Now, there are some salt flats in Oklahoma, so we're sticking with the Oklahoma theme. Turn that, get you a freeze frame of that. Now, your salt air is going to be, or salt flat, I mean, it's going to be salty air, melon, beechwood, bonfire, and vetiver. Oh man, that is right up my alley, and I have noticed a lot of the guys that have purchased any of this off of my recommendation have actually picked this one up. I don't blame them. The bonfire, it's there, but it's not, I wouldn't consider this a smoky scent by any means. It's there. It is definitely there, but it's not so overly smoky, you know, that, so really it's down on the list, and I wonder if that's you know, the strength of it, because it kind of seems like the strength of the scents kind of matches the order it's in on all of them. So what I'm thinking, that the salt air is kind of giving it its aquatic vibe, and then you got the beechwood. It's got like a little bit of earthiness in there with it. The melon is actually, believe it or not, the melon is present. You know, melon's really easy to overdo. It doesn't take much to kind of really kill a scent with melon. I am not a melon fan. I do like this scent, however. It's there, it's present, but it is not, you know, burn your nostrils kind of present. Melon, for whatever reason, any kind of melon scent, it burns my nose if it's overdone. I just don't like it. And then the vetiver kind of comes together to, you know, almost give it a cologne vibe, like an earthy kind of a cologne vibe. Like, I wouldn't classify this as a cologne by any means, but that vetiver kind of gives it a, you know, almost like a sophisticated aquatic earthy type scent. Now, number 5 is going to be called No Man's Land. Hold on, bluegrass, because we've got leather. You know, if you say leather 3 times, Ken will appear. So you've got for this one leather, orange, cherry, bourbon, and sandalwood. I don't even know how to explain this. This is a pretty complex scent. Oh man, it's so good. Like, I can't decide if this is my favorite, my second favorite, or my third favorite. The next 3 are absolute bangers. So orange and leather don't ever sound like they're going to go together, but I'm telling you now, they do. Citrus and leather are meant, we have proved this time and time again. Citrus and leather, or a lot of fruit and leather, they are absolutely meant to be together. The sandalwood provides a little bit of an earthy balance to it, kind of almost remind you of walking into an old-timey saddlery, you know, like a leather shop or something like that. You know, there's a lot of places like that here in Oklahoma, and I really kind of think that's kind of what they were really going for on this. You know, walking into an old-timey saddlery, and maybe they put orange oil on their hardwood floors, you know, to revitalize them, you know, so to speak. That's really what I get out of that. You know, the sandalwood, just like I said, the sandalwood just lends a little bit of earthiness to it. I think it kind of brings down some of that bite that the orange gives. But all in all, this is a 100% fantastic scent. If I can turn it right there for you. Alright, now number 6 is going to be called Ten Killer. Ten Killer is a lake in Oklahoma, really super nice lake. Now, the scent profile is a little bit of a mystery on this one. It's called a crispy woodsy cologne. Now, I don't know what's in it. I didn't ask, that's none of my business. But I can tell you right now, you get wood. Right out of the bottle, you get like a fir, like a pine, or like some kind of an evergreen. You get some kind of an evergreen right out of the bottle. But I am telling you, as soon as you put this in your beard, you get a cologne. I know that's a generic term. I don't know how to explain it. It's an earthy cologne. It does have some sweet in it. It's like a sweet, earthy. But when I say sweet, I don't mean like overly sweet. It's not like a sour scent. It's not like a citrus. It's not a spice. It's really nice. It is slightly on the softer side, but in beard, it's present for the best part of the day. So again, this is one I can't decide if it's number 1, number 2, or number 3. It might be number 1. I really have enjoyed this scent. If you like earthy, woodsy type cologne scents, you have absolutely got to try this. I have never smelled anything like it, and you guys know I buy beard products. Like, I don't mess around. If there's a scent I want, I'm gonna pick it up. Y'all already know that. So again, crispy woodsy cologne. It is definitely crisp. It almost has a brightness about it. It's not dark like a dark gloomy day, but it is a woodsy cologne. So again, guys, if you like crispy, if you like woodsy colognes, you have got to pick this up. This is an absolute must. Now, our last scent, number 7, is, to me, this is going to be kind of the most dark and the most mysterious scent. This is called War Eagle. Your scent profile on War Eagle is going to be Palo Santo, frankincense, camp smoke, and sage. Every scent I just read off is present. Frankincense is kind of an incensey type smell, almost like not like a Nag Champa incense, but like an earthy type incense. The Palo Santo, that's a variety of wood. It actually has kind of a slightly sweet type smell to it. Sometimes oak, certain kinds of oak, can put off a sweet and like a sweet but almost bitter. I know them kind of really don't go together, but like a sweet but bitter type sweetness to them. And that Palo Santo, to me, it kind of does the same thing. Now, they don't smell alike. It doesn't smell like oak, but it really kind of does that to me. The camp smoke is very present. The sage, it is in there. So you've got herbal, you've got camp smoke, you've got the Palo Santo wood, you got the incense from the frankincense, that type of scent. What is it, guys? I don't know where. I don't know where to categorize it at. It is absolutely amazing. Again, these last 3 I just named, they are my 100% top 3. I will reach for the other 4 here and there. I will reach for these 3 very often. If you are not a fan of smoke, steer plumb clear of this. You will not like it. That's just a fact of the matter. If you don't like sage, steer clear of it. It's present. Everything that is named in here is actually very present, no matter what the percentage is. But all in all, guys, it's a sophisticated scent. I'll put it that way. But I don't know, other than that, how to categorize it, other than it is just really an excellent scent. One thing I did leave out in the first of the video, so Al and Aaron is the tech guy. He does the website, the money, all of that, the advertising, all that stuff. He prints out shipping labels, all that. Al, he does all the mixing. So, while Aaron is maybe packing orders or printing out packing slips, something like that, Al is mixing up the oil, melting the butter, pouring the butter, applying labels, stuff like that. So, it's a really good relationship, between the two on how they work. You would, a lot of times brothers will be like, oh no, I'm mixing it. You don't mix it right. It's not like that with them. They're actually getting along very well with this, and that was, like I said before, you know, they never could figure out a business venture where they thought they could both get along. You know, they would both want to have their hands on the same thing all the time, and you know, that just doesn't always work out. So guys, that's going to do it for the scents. So we will go ahead and get ready to wrap up. But before we do, you know, what do we got here? We got a company from Oklahoma. We've got two brothers, absolutely great guys. I am 100% honored to have been able to work with them, to have been able to have met them, you know, to be able to review their products. And I'm 100% appreciative of the discount code they provided and the extra that they threw on it for the next week or 4 days. So do I recommend this company? 100%. These guys have jumped up the list. They are, you know, they're in my top something. Top 5 at least. Are they in the top 3? I need to use them some more. You know, we'll find out later in the year on my top 3 or my top 5 video. We'll kind of see where they fall out. But I promise you they have jumped to a top list for sure. I really, really enjoy supporting people that, you know, conduct themselves the way they do. Very professional. You know, they don't get involved with, you know, the drama, you know, the stuff like that. They steer completely clear of that. So that's another thing I look for when I work with a company. Pricing is right. Fill and beard is spot on. Ingredients are great. Scents, I enjoyed all the scents. Like I said, I just had 2 or 3 there that I liked much more than the others, but they were all really nice. I do believe there is something for everyone here. They are working on some other stuff for the future. They are working on like 1 more scent that'll be in the permanent line, and they've told me that they're probably going to stop it at 8. They'll have 8 permanent scents, and that way, you know, they don't have to stock up tons and tons of different fragrances and this and that. So I think 8 is a good round number. My recommendation comes at the highest level. Like I said, you know, everything about this I really thoroughly enjoyed, even down to the label. They actually sent me the new label, so if some of you have bought and it was a little bit older, you noticed a lot more color in here, so they took some of that out and they used the outlinings of the different colors to actually specify scents. So each scent has its own color, which what that tells me is shelf ready. You know, that's exactly what that says to me. You'll notice that a lot with deodorant or, you know, other things that have different scents to them. They'll have like a certain color on the label that kind of denotes that it's this scent. So as far as, you know, like I said, as far as everything else, you know, 100% spot on. They slightly changed their butter up a little bit to be more creamier. I actually have one of them. It's really, really nice and creamy. The absorption rate is a little bit quicker, you know, so probably 10 to 12 minutes it's fully absorbed. It's easy to comb through now, or easier to comb through. It wasn't bad before, but it's easier to comb through now. So guys, if you were thinking about checking these guys out, SB10 at checkout from right now until Sunday at midnight will save you 30%. And I appreciate everybody for joining, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Hey everyone, thank you for watching. If you're new here and you want to support the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and remember to follow me across all social medias.